Morning, this is Dan, Hardwood Hollow Beyond Bushcraft Skills channel, and today I'm going to be demonstrating the uses of utility knives. Two of them that I did in my utility knife video. This one's the Spring Assist from Stanley Fat Max, and this was the lightweight slide utility knife. And we're going to be using those with the Bear Grylls Ferro Rod and with a Doan Magnesium bar, as well as some Poplar paper and some Fatwood, and we're going to do some fire starting. So stick around, we'll get the camera reset. Remember, the goal of this channel is to teach you the important skills today that you might need to survive an uncertain tomorrow. So stick around, we'll be right back. Okay, so here's the follow-up to the utility knife video. I had a question asked me about the viability of a utility knife and what its attributes might be towards survival and bushcraft versus just plain old utility. So for today's experiment, we're going to use the Stanley Spring Assist utility knife. Get it in focus here. Spring Assist utility knife, as well as the compact slide utility knife. Let's see where we're at here. There we go. It's kind of hard to keep things in frame when I'm doing it, moving things, because I have the camera at an odd angle to catch the top of the block here where I'm going to do the fire starting. So this is just an experiment in fire starting and show some of the advantages of the utility knives for survival type work. So first we're just going to show their ability to actually create sparks off of a ferro rod. This is the Bear Grylls Ferro Rod right here. Where are we at? Right there, that's the Bear Grylls Ferro Rod. So we're just going to show the utility knife's ability to make sparks. I was getting a lot better sparks off this one earlier. So let's try this one and see what the difference is. Maybe because this knife is stiffer, it's got a heftier frame, it might be allowing it to get better torque. We'll try this one again and see. Maybe it's just, like I said, maybe it's just a torque issue. Try putting my finger up here so I can see. Maybe this blade doesn't have as good a 90 degree. Let me try it from the other side. Oh, there we go. So getting a lot of sparks off it that way. So from this side of the blade right here, I didn't have as good of a 90 degree, but when I flipped it over, and I have been putting my thumb on the back to give it more support, and on this side of the blade, or I should say this side of the blade rather, it was a good clean 90 degrees, and I was getting a good shower of sparks. So something to think about. Alright, first I'm going to show a little bit of processing here that you can do with these. So this is some not birch bark, this is actually poplar, I'm sorry, not birch paper, this is poplar paper. So we're going to use the utility knife and we're going to try and process this into a finer material that will take sparks. Now this has been sitting in my basement for a while, so while it's dry, my basement does have a little moisture, so I don't know how totally dry this is, but I'm just scraping this bark with the edge of the blade. I'm actually kind of using the back edge, because if I use the actual cutting edge, it cuts it too much, and I want to kind of just process it to open up as much fiber as I can, and try and get it to take a spark and see if it'll ignite. So we've got a pretty good amount of fine fiber here. Now let's see if we can get it to take a spark off the Bear Grylls. Oop, it went out. So again, it might be a matter of there we go. Well, I got a little flame out of it, but it went out. You can see it's still smoldering a little bit. That's probably, like I said, a little bit of moisture in this. Couple of spots there that are smoldering good. So we know that with the utility knife that we were able to, if you have your tinder properly dry enough, that you can get an ember in it. Let's put that out, and then we're going to actually try using it with the mag block. We're going to go ahead and switch to the other utility knife. This one again is the Spring Assist from Stanley. So we're going to start with scraping mag shavings. I'm going to use the back edge of the blade. We don't want to dull the cutting edge of the blade if we don't have to. I like to kind of roll my mag bar along so that I scrape from kind of a uniform edge, so I don't get that big dip that a lot of people get. And I'll go ahead and flip my bar over and scrape from the other side. Like this. Just try and wear that bar evenly. Alright, let me move this paper a little bit. We'll pile these shavings up. I've got some really fine paper around there. Now we're going to try and get the spark to go directly into the magnesium and see if we can get the bark to light up. Alright, there we go. We got fire in that paper, just from hitting that magnesium. And there's actually quite a bit of magnesium there that didn't light up. There we go. So, fire starting using the mag bar, fire starting using the ferro rod. So now we'll go ahead and dump that off. And we're going to use the next method, which will go back to the Bear Grylls Ferro Rod in a moment, but we're going to use some Fatwood here. Now this time I'm going to use the actual flat of the blade, the actual cutting edge of the blade with the Fatwood. And focus, thank you. And I'm going to take and shave up some Fatwood. Nope, that's still smoldering. Make a little pile of Fatwood shavings here. Boy, I love that smell. Alright, I'm going to scrape a little bit of these and I'll come back in a second. Alright, now I just wanted to show you what I was doing there, that by the sharpness of the utility knife blade being so sharp and so fine, you can actually shave very, very fine pieces of your Fatwood or any wood, any dry wood. You can cut some very, very fine shavings. And in fact, it'll help you make really good fuzz sticks, because you can have a lot of control by being able to choke up on the knife and get really good control over the blade and make a really nice focus. Make a really nice little fuzz stick there, that which also should take a spark. So let's see if we can get it to take a spark on this pile. Again, we're going to use the Bear Grylls rod, Ferro Rod, right here, and that's what we're going to get our sparks with, and see if we can't get this Fatwood to light up. There we go. Lit right up, took right off. So now, I made that little fuzz stick. So we'll continue that around and oh, got a little bark there I got to get off. There, now we're back down, got that bark out of the way, now we're back down to the Fatwood. So we're going to try and go almost parallel to the Fatwood and peel up to create these little fuzzies. Now, we'll see if we can't get that to light up with the Bear Grylls rod. Sparks on it. Almost. Try the other side of here and see if it's getting a... No, I was on the right side, I think. I guess I'm just not getting them right on it enough. Going all the way around it, because everything's moving, they don't want to get right on it. Let's try the actual blade edge here so we can get more control. Boy, that'll dull the blade edge up right quick. I've also used it enough that I've knocked a lot of the 45 the 90-degree edge off the back of the blade. But it's a utility knife, so that gives us the ability, as I get back in frame here, to flip the blade around and quickly expose new blade edge. So let's see if we can't get into that fuzz stick, please. Nope, that's not the right side. Well, I'm just not able to get in there, but I know it works, so I've done it. Let's see if we can't do it with a little cheater. Put a little magnesium down. Alright. Now we'll get a spark in that. Let's see if we can't get that fuzz stick to go that way. Yep, went too fast. Oh well. So we know that there is viability to using the utility knife for other camp tasks, or for camp tasks, not just as a cutting tool. But that being said, I also figured out that I like to use the utility knife like that for cutting paracord, because it allows me to get a very clean 90-degree edge. So anyway, there you go. Fire starting with the utility knife. It does work. So you just have to figure it out on your own. Try it out, test it, see what things you can come up with to make it work for you. Alright, take care, have a great day.